Welcome to our patrol planning system. We'll start with our login. It will be logged for username and password. There you go. So first of all, we have our HR data where we'll manage our staff. As you can see here, the list with all the details of our staff that can be searchable by every item. We can view and edit. It will be logged for editing by user, and we can have all the details of our staff. This will be important because for patrol planning we will filter it by areas. Then once we have all our staff, we will introduce their tasks for the full month. As you can see here, divided by deltas or by groups, operations, whatever the tasks they have, and we will insert their task. As you can see here, one small detail, for example, me as a user, I cannot edit Delta 1 or Delta 2, but I can edit the paramedics and the language assistants, for example. This is all configurable, the different levels of access. In the daily roster, a couple of details. First of all, a detail that every change is registered in the logs. So whoever is in charge of making the changes can see who changed what. For example, here Tiago changed the days, the tasking actions for Helmut and Jenny. The same happens with each staff. So if I'm Vladimir, I can go and check on my log who changed my tasking days or my tasks during the month. Another detail is that automatically the operations officer or the admin can see some flaws in the month. For example, as you can see here, Vladimir already has planned leave and a possible travel day that has not been recorded yet in the scheduling. On the other hand, Tomasia here has a travel day here and here, but has no leave days. So whoever is filling in will have complete control of this. Our roster for the month, so we have our information. We can see our statistics. So how many staff do we have, for example, in a given period? For example, from here we have from 1st of January to the 31st, a month's period. We have the amount of staff on patrol, rest, on leave, sick leave, etc., on duty, etc. We can have also statistics by day. This is very useful, for example, on the holidays. If we can foresee in advance if there's a lot of people, a lot of staff going on leave, we can plan it way in advance and accordingly. The data on our staff and their tasks for the month, we can start. We can jump to our actual patrol planning. So the first detail is that if there's some issue in the scheduling, we'll have our warning signs here. For example, these two monitors are in the duty roster as traveling days, like I showed before, but they have not submitted a travel request. So automatically we can pinpoint that. Then we have one of the examples here for the 28th of January. We already have two patrols tasks, Tango 1 in Donetsk and Tango 60, at Delta 60. So we'll have Tango 1 and Delta 60. As you can see here, already one detail, they have different colors because of their status. This one is already operations ready and this one is already approved. If by any means you change it to the security, for example, it will automatically change color. So you will have this perception right away. At the bottom we have a kind of a control table, meaning that if you're for this specific day, you can see here that if there is something red here, it means that there is a staff that is tasked to be on patrol and is still not selected to a patrol. On the other hand, all these other tables in yellow is a staff. Thea, for example, was tasked to be on duty and is now on a patrol. The same with Tomasia. She was supposed to be resting, but she was tasked on a patrol. That might happen for any number of reasons. So another detail on our patrol roster. For example, one of the issues that we have is that since we have the word-based, sometimes we have double of data. The same monitor is tasked for is planned for two patrols, and the same with vehicles. Here we can tackle that. For example, in the same patrol, we already have, the system warns us that we have the same vehicle assigned twice and the same staff. Automatically we can go and change it. The same would happen if the same vehicle was tasked for two different patrols. For example, we'll see here Delta 10 on the same day. We're going to attribute it Susan Bolt and 665. 655. Save it. Automatically is already telling us that it's on another patrol. Still, we have the control for it, and now we're going to put Susan Bolt. We save it, and the system automatically detects that it's already being tasked on another patrol. We have control of it. So when we go back, as you can see here, the system detected it correctly, that this vehicle is already on another patrol, and the staff as well. In this part of the system, you can, as you can see, we can change a big range of patrols, so you can see several days. But for this specific example, I would like to choose, let's start a new patrol on the 3rd of February. As you can see here, automatically I can see the people that I'm supposed to task, and other informations of people resting and on leave, etc. So let's do a patrol for Donetsk. Automatically the system gives me already 2 vehicles. But let's start here. Okay, the patrol sign, it has already predefined values, or we can add 1. Let's, for example, add a Tango 10. Save it. The status of the patrol plan, it always starts with the draft. This is from 8 to 17, it's correct. We can say already a route, so let's say that we're going to pass through Ambrosivka. This is completely random, and our final destination will be Debaltseve. If we are passing other areas, we can also add them here. For example, we'll pass in Makivka. Now the tasks. We can do an admin. For example, we're taking some packages, and we will stop midway in our route to do some HD. Now, this is where the actual control of the patrol planning starts. As you can see here, this automatically gives us the staff and the vehicles that are allocated, that are available for this specific day. And this will be the base of our work. So basically, we just look here and we start filling it up. Let me start, for example, with the vehicles. So I'll see here that there's 051, it's available. So I'll just choose 051. An important detail, although in the list here it shows us the available vehicles and stuff for the day, in this menu here we can choose other type of vehicles. This might happen because we might use a vehicle from Kramatorsk or from Mariupol, etc. The same will happen with the staff. Although we have someone on rest, we might need for an emergency, and we can forcibly select it. So I'm going to start filling in. I have a driver. I can see there that I have Susan, and I would prefer to put Susan because she's not a patrol leader. So you can choose from the drop-down list or the searchable. And here we go. Patrol leader. Let me see here who I have available for patrol leader. I have, for example, Alvara. Again, select Alvara, and so on and so on. I can change here also the type of task in the patrol, so I can have a paramedic or an LA, or change it all around. Let's put then an LA. Who do we have? We have Maria there. Okay. And so on and so on. At the bottom, for example, here we have a box to add our comments. So we can add, for example, do not forget diplomatic mail. This is completely random, and we can have images, for example, even control the size of the images. So this will be useful to put photos of the places they need to go, something like that. This part here is automatically generated, and it's connected to the location. So this is relevant information for Donetsk, but Mariupol will have theirs, and Kramatorsk, etc. And down here we'll have the usual attachment of files. For example, let's choose a couple of them here. I'll just enter, and it's completely random, as you see here, but it makes the point. So the patrol would have access to this. Once we have finished, then we can always change here, ops ready, which is not, but let's assume it is. We'll go back, and automatically our patrol is created, and we already seen which staff we used. Our staff, our duty roster, the tasks during the month, our patrols. There's one important detail that is most useful for the not only the duty officer, but always as well for management. It's a visual aid for the patrols. Where are the patrols? What and what's their status? For example, we'll see here in red that this patrol should have been started and has not started yet, so we have this automatic information. And in orange, the patrol should have given the hour location, but it did not. So the duty officer goes here, puts the date and time. So today is the 28th, so we have to put it, and the time now is, so let's So let's assume that the patrol told us something at 1 p.m. We will add it, and once we come out, as you can see, automatically changed to yellow. So the trip has started, it has not been completed, but we already got the hourly information. The screen will refresh every 5 minutes, so that it's always updated, and the duty officer, as soon as it passes another hour for the report, this will start again flashing orange. So once we have again all our staff and the duty roster filled in, we can see all our statistics for our patrols. So we'll go here to statistics, and first of all, we can choose the time frame that we want, and in order to have more data to visualize, we can put it, for example, at 3 months time, just for the sake of visualization. As you can see, it starts to pop up the colors and the bars. First of all, we know how many patrols we had in each day. Then we can have it by location. For example, Donetsk MT, you can see the 3 hubs, and we can have which location had it by day, how many. Here as well, in bars by total of the period that we selected. So in the last 3 months, this is what we would see. Then we'd have the total of patrols by task. So in these 3 months, we did this number of BCP visits, CCTV, disengagement area, etc., etc. And at the end, we will have by task and by location. This gives a detailed overview for managers and at every levels to know exactly where we are and what we're doing, and it allows us to plan way ahead. So if there's a planning meeting scheduled where we would decide the priorities for the next week, the next 2 weeks, the managers would have, and the supervisor would have this data ready to present at the meetings and to decide the actions for the next period of time.